Welcome to My Estate. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
I just saw some shit.
We all
showed it
did.
to you guys. So I was going through the things that we were tagged in on TikTok, and Bree tagged us in a video and said, I bet this account would give you nightmares. So we watched the video, and the account is like boy
room show.
Boy room show. And wow. The first one that we saw, this man, 35. He's
30.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Years
Of the age.
old.
Yes.
And he is living in a room without a door. She's like, is it hard to date? He's like, no, not really. Half
you
of
guys,
his bed is
women.
covered in laundry and beer cans.
Women. Standards.
You
got to.
Love yourself, baby.
my vagina flipped inside out watching that story.
Sealed
it's
shut.
Literally.
My lips sealed.
My lips are sealed.
shut. I was like,
She's like, I'm a banana Rama song.
No,
My lips are sealed. Our lips are sealed.
so much. So we had to watch like more videos.
Yeah. And so then we saw Kyle with the mullet. Who's Kyle's biggest sin is that I've never seen that many clothes.
How dare you?
In my life.
It's almost disrespectful.
when you have in unit
I swear. It's
laundry.
actually makes me mad.
Yeah.
It's hard to like think about because like
as
kind
someone
of
who does not have
infuriates me.
in unit laundry, and I have to actually like
Me too.
haul my stuff downstairs to the laundry room and stuff, like, and it is like I still do laundry once a week, and I don't look forward to it. I have to psych myself up to do it because it's a lot. But to have laundry in unit and still be like, no, I don't feel like it. I'm just gonna
literally said he waits until every single piece of clothing is dirty, and then it takes him 4 days to do 4 loads a day, 16 loads of laundry.
Why?
Why would you do that to yourself? That's so much worse.
Literally what he's doing is once a week laundry
But all at once.
at one time.
Yeah. Yes, but all at once.
If you're this is the kind of person too who thinks he's got his math down. He's using that teriology. He's got some kind of new math.
Yeah.
He's using.
A boy
He's
math.
like, you know what? Actually, it would be easier if I do this all together in 4 days.
Just listen.
Instead of one single day within.
He sleeps on a corner of a futon because there's clothes all over his bed.
It's the curtain situation for me.
Well, that was the first guy. First guy's worse by far. The first guy was worse.
I don't know.
And older. He's 35.
But it's a like, what does he live in?
What
Somebody was like, did she say I thought he might be a squatter? Because it does a bit look.
Well, because he kept saying he's like, I think he just lives in a party house because he was like, he's like 10 people have keys. He has a safe in his room that he doesn't have the combination to and doesn't know what's in there. I'm like, that feels like a crime. First of all, I think somebody left you with some evidence.
I'm gonna have to get in that. I want because there could be
gotta know treasure. Yeah,
treasure.
Gotta know. Yeah, but I mean, I also would want to get rid of that because I'm like and when he's explaining this, he's like 10 people have keys to my house.
Unsafe. Don't love it. Hate it.
Also,
detritus on all of the
you can't ever
areas
make the bed. So how long has it been since he's changed those sheets?
Oh God.
The bed is covered in like beer cans. And then what you were talking about, the curtain was a fitted sheet hanging from a nail.
Two hooks.
It was like a plant hook screw.
Two plant hook screws that are covering an inch spread.
And his bed is also in an unfinished closet where the closet door is removed.
Listen, it tells you everything that you need to know because it does take effort with which to like put up a curtain rod. Let's just take that one example.
One tiny thing.
The amount of that was considered too much effort, and he went with the screw and the fitted sheet. So if he can't do a curtain rod, if the effort for that is too much,
he ain't
then
doing shit for you.
That's
for sure. He is not going to remember your birthday, babe.
No,
he screwed in 2 things. He could have literally.
I think
there is no different effort.
I think those were there when he moved in.
That's exactly right.
He didn't do
bitch. You are exactly right. Those were there was whoever's living there before had a curtain and put like 2 hanging plants right in the middle.
Yes, and he was like, "That's good enough for me. Say less."
I just don't even understand. It's not even like blocking the sun
not.
because it's just like
He said that it blocks the one street lamp outside of his window. I swear.
Listen, and I'm not trying to make fun of like, because here's the thing. No, I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of like somebody that's like may not have financial means or whatever. But I
don't think that's
I don't think that that's the case either.
No, because here's the thing. You don't need any money to unscrew those middle screws, put them over on the side and make it wider.
Right.
Seriously.
Exactly.
Like that isn't even thinking creatively. It's not thinking, you know what I mean? Like to me, this isn't about like just an unfortunate circumstance because you not have money. Right. Listen, I've not had money. And guess what? You do get creative. You know what? You can make things work with what you have. And that's fine. But you could also eat off my fucking floors. Yep. My house was immaculate.
Well, and here's the thing. People have different standards. And I've also seen a lot of TikToks. Well, no, because I have seen I've seen a lot of TikToks where people are talking about their depression, their anxiety, their ADHD, the way that stuff manifests sometimes. And I've seen people who are like, come with me to clean my depressive mess. And it's a room that kind of looks like that, where like the shit got out of control because you were depressed or your ADHD was such like that you couldn't clean. And so that can happen sometimes. And mental health issues are you can take into account. That's not the vibe I was getting from this guy at all. The vibe I was getting from this guy while he was sipping his White Claw.
Truly.
Yes.
Was that he likes to party.
Yep.
Yes.
And probably and not clean. I think he's just lazy. Like, I don't think he prioritizes.
He walked in that room and said, "This is fine."
Yeah.
That's 100%. Yeah. There's not like I couldn't bring myself to clean 100%. Because I am in this place or whatever. Like it's not giving that at all.
Well, because also, by the way, like he's very okay with the situation. Doesn't seem like he feels like anything's wrong with it. When you are in a depressive state and like you can't clean, usually you're very aware of it. And you're very
and
like,
that's part of
you would
what's
never let
making
anybody
you
in your
stressed.
house probably.
Because so I'm just like, no, that's not what's happening here. You just don't care. And that's
a big difference.
And we've seen Boy Room TM before. Oh, yeah. Okay,
we've talked about it.
with 3 brothers, I have seen Boy Room.
Oh,
all right. So
yeah, I love my brother and his husband, but
girl,
messy
I am
bitches.
Flummoxed by that. Like to me, because
they seem so put together in public.
Your brother's husband seems very fastidious and
about his appearance very much so.
Yes. So then when you think of somebody, like sometimes you do judge like, oh, your room's a mess or your house is a mess. Look at you. Probably like, like I think that sometimes whether it's right or wrong, it usually probably isn't right. I mean, I always look a mess.
But we draw conclusions based on, like, if you do this way, you might do everything that way.
It's shocking when you see him and you're like, oh, he's so, again, fastidious and
very well groomed.
Yes. And to know that his house isn't immaculate is actually
surprising.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is surprising. Yeah. Christina told the story about your brother. You may have told it on the podcast before, but I think of it. Your poor brother, because I do actually think about it like every time I see him now. When you said that when he was still living at home with your mom and he ate, or when he first moved to LA and he would eat Reese's and then just like you thought his apartment was carpeted because
it was just all
Reese's
wrappers.
The brown wrapper that they put on the cup.
No,
it was just all over his floor. I was like, no, baby,
no,
that is so. There's chocolate stuck to that. You can't like.
We have ants out here. Yeah.
Girl, what?
That's how you get ants.
No.
So, yeah.
That's the first time I've heard this story, and I am...
When I
You're shooketh. Yeah. Listen, we know everybody's got different, like, priorities and that kind of thing, but I also think, you're going to have to find somebody with the same level of mess
they gotta
tolerance.
Match your freak. They gotta match your freak.
That's
for sure.
right.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, because when you told me that story the first time, what you said was that he would just like lay in bed and eat Reese's and then just drop the things on the floor. And we all have different levels, right? Cassie is on one end of the spectrum. I love a good like bed rotting, couch rotting sesh.
Okay,
and I can get to the point where I'm just like everything's going on the coffee table to be dealt with in a couple hours.
But it will be.
Yes, but it will be dealt with.
This is the thing. I'm not opposed to that.
Right.
What I have a visceral reaction to is never cleaning that up.
Well, never. Yeah.
Never, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've had times too. Like
I
Eric
have had
and
weekends where I'm like, you know what? We're not
dealing with this until Monday.
exactly.
This is a later me problem.
Well, and exactly. You wake up the next day, you're like, who fucking closed here last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've definitely, I actually got that way this week where I was just kind of like, letting things go. I was like taking my clothes off in the bathroom and just like leaving them on the bathroom floor and stuff. And then I got to the point where I was just like, all right, you need to just do, it actually hit me, like my productivity, I need to start cleaning, hit me at night. It was like 8:30 and I was like, we're going to do.
You got to take advantage of it.
When
If it hits.
When the mood strikes. And I felt bad.
I love that. When it hits and you do it.
Yes.
Versus needing to do it. Oh, the worst. But when you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, I'm
that
gonna do
productivity and you're like.
I'm going to do all the things that I have been putting off. I'm cleaning up everything. I'm wiping down my counters. I felt bad for my downstairs neighbors. Quiet hours don't start till 10. It was like 8:30. But I was like, I'm going to vacuum this carpet.
Wait, so you guys abide by your quiet hours?
We try to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Would
you mind talking to my neighbors?
Your neighbors don't give a fuck.
But that's
what happens when you have like hot 20-somethings as neighbors. I feel like
I'm talking about my upstairs neighbors.
Oh, well, what
I guess they're 20-somethings too.
Yeah.
It's two sisters and then they fight.
Love that.
They
Love
scream fight.
Oh.
And then like literally the other night, it was like, I was like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. And apparently one of them was fighting with somebody on the phone. And it was like just scream fighting, like yell. And I'm like, I have to be up at 6 a.m. because I'm trying very hard to work at least half of my schedule on German time. And so I'm getting up early to do like a 6 a.m. basically to 2.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I always play thunderstorm sounds. That's my good drowning out. And it wasn't drowning it out. Eventually Chris was like, oh, I've had enough, knock it off. And I was like, I mean, it's the kind of yell that scares you.
He never raises his voice.
Never.
So he's one of those people that when they do.
And when it happened, it was like, I was like, Dad got mad. It was a real,
well,
it was
sure.
real. It was a real dad
if
vibe.
Chris yelled at me, I'd cry.
I would too.
I think I would cry.
I would too.
For real.
Major.
What made Chris that mad? You're just.
Well, I mean, you
It's
have
not
to
a
be.
good place.
You have to be respectful. Like I do try to be respectful. I realize this is my home, and like I want to be comfortable in my home too. So I'm gonna play music and I'm gonna do stuff, right? Because, but I do try to be respectful of the
you're
fact
sharing
that, like,
space.
yeah, because I can hear when my neighbors are doing things, and I know that they can hear whenever I'm doing things, and I also
That's
know
my thing.
I know my
You gotta
neighbors
know.
well enough to like my downstairs neighbors have a baby, so I try to be. I'm still gonna live my life because I pay rent here.
Yeah.
But I also
You're also not
being a
clopping
parent
around.
is hard. Yeah. I don't want to like make their lives harder either. And as far as your neighbors screaming all the time, I can't remember the last time I
ain't got the energy.
Scream fought with somebody.
Sister though.
Well,
See,
I don't have one. So would
Christina.
know.
Christina
would know.
Yeah, it happens. You know, it's volatile. I mean,
But you wouldn't live with your sister though.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Well, you're too grown. These girls are in their 20s.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we shared a room growing up, that was enough.
Yeah.
It was enough. But yeah, it's we don't have to have that issue now living out in the middle of the country.
That's nice.
But we get, our drama comes on
Bears.
the bears.
Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
Your drama comes on the Facebook group, which
I
love. When you come in and you're like, shit popped off in your small town Facebook group. I'm like, tell me everything.
Dude, Eric has this great idea too, because the Facebook group is so niche and it's filled with a lot of the same sayings, like if you want roads, move to the city, and just like different quotes and stuff like that are very like said a lot in this group. And so he wants to make a t-shirt with all of the quotes.
Funny. That is so funny. You really do, because I came to your house for the first time and hot tub party. That was fun.
You want roads.
And you really do live in the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you are in the mountains.
In a park.
On a
national
mountain.
park.
Off of a dirt road.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
true. If you want roads,
Move to the city.
move to the city.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, I mean, to go back though to Dirty Room Boys,
Yeah.
I do think that it is kind of a thing that you need to establish like early on in the relationship, like what your cleaning preferences
Right.
are. Because Eric and I are not that far off, but we definitely have little things. They
Right.
differ.
They don't have to be the same. They just have to be in the same range.
Yeah, it always bothers. Like I can hear it like in my head. Like if Eric will like set something down and like walk away from it, I'm like, don't put it down, put it away. The scissors get on my nerves. I'm always looking for scissors. He just drop somewhere he uses them.
I do hear you about that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
That also gets on my nerves. I think that's a possibly ADD trait too, though, because I also have a habit of doing the same thing. So I can never blame Chris because it's usually me because I've went to do the task.
Yeah.
And then something caught me to take a turn into another task.
Yeah.
I'm really bad about that. Especially if I'm in a busy day, like I'm like, I have a lot to do. My brain doesn't work. It's just the same way when we're thinking about packing. I'm like, I need like a specific thing. Like can't just be a room either, because I can be in that room and then I'm like, oh, that needs to go here. And then that thing will take me to there and then I'll be there and I'll be like, oh, but I also need to do this thing. And then I start that project. And then I'm like, oh, this needs to, oh, why can't I go back to the, like my brain is like in a cycle of, it's like a little tornado in there when I start doing stuff.
No, I'm like, don't put it down, put it away. But then if I see something out and it's not something that I regularly use, I put it away. But who knows what put it away means.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We'll never find it again.
We'll never find it because I put it away.
I put it away. My issue is like things go where they're supposed to go, like in their designated area for the most part, but don't open that drawer. Because that drawer is not going to be organized. Are the scissors going to be in that drawer? Yeah.
Sure.
But it's going to be a mess in there.
Yeah.
Listen, I think there's something to be said about having a quote unquote junk drawer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
know.
that is kind of like
Or all your drawers are junk drawers.
We have a lot of drawers that are junk drawers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not junk. Like they're not junk drawers. They're just not organized.
Yeah.
Like my stuff, unless there's like a organizational thing in there, like for my like for my silverware. Unless there's like some compartmentalized, everything's just gotten thrown in.
Okay.
That's how it is. That's how it be for me.
Yeah, like it's a manual for the coffee machine.
Oh.
Scissors, couple cables,
all my
change.
manuals are in the same drawer.
No.
But have fun finding it.
Just like
No.
it's on the counter, put it in the drawer.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep. And so Eric will be like, "Hey, where's that cable that's like blah blah?" I'm like,
One of the drawers.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh, have fun, Magellan. You're going adventuring.
Oh no. See,
find
we
it.
have a quote unquote junk drawer. It's the drawers that are in our bar cart. And that's like they're just unorganized. Like there's going to be like a screwdriver in there probably or something.
My drawers are just unorganized.
Yeah.
Like I know what's in there.
Yeah.
It's just
But all my other drawers are organized.
my bedside table drawer, not organized.
Yeah, you're not sleeping in laundry with Miller Lite cans
No.
either.
Listen,
So
listen.
Match my
levels.
Match
Match
my
my-
freak. I'm not doing that. That's beyond my
Listen. Yeah.
yeah, no. Oh my goodness. Well, who should we fuck, marry, kill this week?
Oh man.
Yeah, listen. It is around 4th of July, and we have had a thing in the past of doing presidents. I feel like we've gone through as many as we
scared.
can.
I'm really
I'm just
scared.
done with that.
I cannot trust a world leader.
No.
At this point.
No.
At this juncture.
At this juncture.
No.
Prove yourself to me, because trust no world leader. Trust no politician.
Truly.
Honestly. Well, we could do celebrities that seem messy.
Oh,
Who do we think is messy?
it's messy.
Like who's
Dirty?
giving
Who's giving dirty?
Messy
dirty
room.
boy room energy?
Oh,
the guy that plays the bear.
Oh, Jeremy Allen White.
Like if they didn't have help, like if they were just
Right.
I'm not gonna do him because I just don't want to do that to us. But Maddie Healy is giving like dirty room energy. you know?
Dirty boy celebs.
Oh.
Let's see what comes.
It's gonna give you like a Pete Davidson.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah.
You know, so
but we've done them too many times.
Selena Gomez's boyfriend gives me that energy, but I've seen his house and it is spotless.
Huh.
And beautiful.
Right.
He's got great style.
I love that.
That's just me being judgmental.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom.
I can see that.
But
I can see that.
He's now with who also probably matches. I feel like they both give off like we don't keep a perfect house vibe.
That they do because they hire people to clean.
If they didn't, if it was just the two of them,
they bed rot together for sure.
Yeah.
And I love that for them.
Listen,
honestly,
I'm not mad.
A good bed rot.
Just couldn't be for me.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think Orlando Bloom you throw in there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel like a lot of rockers could fall into this category.
Yeah. Like a Tommy Lee.
Like a warm beer energy, you know, like you left it out on the nightstand the night before and you took a swig in it in the morning.
Ugh.
Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't like to shower regularly.
I knew that.
Gross.
I did know that. Okay, throw him in there. Jake Gyllenhaal, Orlando Bloom. What is that? I love to shower.
You know what? Leo also gives me that. Leo DiCaprio.
Yes.
If he didn't have help, he would have a filth.
But you know why I think that is? I think he's entitled. I think that he like has been famous for so long that he doesn't feel like he should have to do anything.
But you know what? Kate Winslet doesn't look like that to me.
You're absolutely
I bet her place is fucking immaculate.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
She gives clean girl energy.
She sure does.
Actually,
So, you know what?
she would match you on.
So does Claire Danes. Claire Danes gives clean girl energy, and both of these people were, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Matthew McConaughey has said he never uses deodorant. He just raw dogs his armpits.
Stinky.
I don't love it. I
don't
love
it.
You live in Texas too, so I
he does always look sweaty. He always looks
really
sweaty.
feel like you need to.
Okay. All right. I think we throw him in there for sure.
Okay.
All right.
But he doesn't give me dirty house vibes.
Yeah, that's true. Dirty
gives
person,
me-
dirty house vibes are different.
I'm going Leo DiCaprio. I feel strong about that one.
Okay.
He's
Leo
gonna look dirty house.
DiCaprio and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Again, though, dirty house or dirty human.
I'm fine.
I'm
with it.
getting dirty.
Oh yeah,
Just
mess.
and who was the third one? Orlando Bloom.
Yes, Orlando Bloom. Got it. Okay. Oh God, we're really this is men of a certain time.
Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't love
This grouping?
any of them, but that makes it complicated.
I don't even really like. I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I know what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm going to marry Orlando Bloom.
Okay.
First of all, we've all seen his penis
Yeah, that guy is.
on a paddleboard. So
It's
enough said.
daunting.
It is.
It is.
Like fucking lockjaw just looking at it.
You know, but I'm willing to take it on.
Wow. She's like, I'm going to take the risk.
I'll take the risk. You know,
Yeah.
Katy Perry, I think, is a pretty small person. I think if she can handle it, I can handle it.
Okay.
That's a good mantra.
Yeah. So I'm gonna marry that. I don't know. There's of the three, there he seems like the most committed, willing to commit in a real way.
Got it.
So
I know what I'm going to do now too.
I'm gonna marry him. And I hate this, and I'm so sorry, Taylor Swift, to do this to you, but I'm gonna fuck Jake Gyllenhaal, because I can't
Yeah.
fuck Leonardo
No.
DiCaprio.
No.
Because
No, not interested.
and he's not interested in me. Let's
That's
be fucking
fine.
for
Yeah.
real, okay? Like it's not. It goes both ways, Leo. Yeah. So I'll fuck Jake Gyllenhaal. I mean, it will be gross because he doesn't shower, and you know me.
love that.
I'm not putting it in my mouth.
No.
I'm not doing that.
No.
So I'm.
Would you put Orlando's in your mouth because it looks long and it might be the kind that touches toilet water?
He'd have to shower 1st. He's never said he doesn't like showering.
This is true.
So
I'm into
I would
that.
I would make him shower
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really clean that head. You know.
Yeah. Squeaky squeak.
Yeah. I hate myself for saying that.
Yep.
What's out there now? I'll fuck Jake Gyllenhaal. I do think it'll be gross. He does make me feel like he's got. Again, he has
like
a housekeeper, but I
oil.
feel like if he didn't have a housekeeper, he would have like oily sheets.
Yeah, like
you know
a layer
what I mean?
of film on everything.
Yeah, like I do feel like his sheets haven't been changed in a minute. You know.
I'm about to go home and change my sheets right now.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
I changed mine the other night, and what a wonderful feeling.
It is
fresh
one of
sheets.
the
Fresh sheets.
favorite
Best feeling.
things ever is
Yeah.
a clean bed to crawl into at the end
Yeah.
of the day. Hashtag
Fresh.
blessed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, that's this cursed trio. That is what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna marry Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah,
Okay.
same. Ugh.
I can bathe him. It'll be fine.
I can bathe him.
I can change him. I can bathe him.
It's fine.
You set up a bath time for him.
Fine. It's fine. I got
run
a
you a
little
nice
bit of
hot
a
bath.
Lord.
Donnie Darko situation. And if you do fun things for them in the bath, you can set up a
my God.
Pavlovian response, maybe. If every time he hopped into the bathtub, he got a blowjob,
Oh,
he would start bathing regularly.
wow.
Yeah.
You're really...
It's very Capricorn of
This
you.
is a very Capricorn move. And also, it's given dog trainer vibes.
Yeah, it is. You get a treat. You get a treat.
You go get a treat.
If you get in the bathtub, you gotta
Do
get
you
a
want
treat.
tea?
But
Yeah.
is there much of a difference?
I mean, but you shouldn't have
I
to do. We shouldn't
mean,
have to do this. We shouldn't
labor.
have to do this, ladies.
Well,
The
we shouldn't
labor
have
is
to,
intense.
but it is what it is.
Are you gonna
So-
set one of those timers and you're like, this is how long you need to be in the bath for?
Brush your teeth until the thing stops sparkling or whatever. Little
no,
salt timer or whatever,
baby.
the sand timer.
The only thing I worry about is that I get real like jackhammer vibes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, doesn't so. But you know, we'll see.
Can't be worse than Leo.
Yeah, no, and I'm gonna fuck Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
I gotta climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
You know,
I am doing 100% the same thing. There's no other option. There's no other option. We've already heard about Leo.
yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a jackhammer? You know that guy is.
Well, he
we
doesn't
know
do
anything. He doesn't do anything.
He puts the AirPods
Yeah,
in.
no, I'm not interested.
I don't think he jackhammers. I think he doesn't do anything.
think he's
he lays
dead
on
fish.
his back and lets her do everything.
Listens to Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And just
learns
no.
about teriology. Oh God!
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Could you
that
imagine
was
you having a
upsetting.
conversation with him?
No,
No.
I'm not interested.
Although he must be a good friend because him and Kate Winslet have been
friends.
homies
And
for a
Lily-
long
And Lily
time.
Gladstone liked him.
Yes.
They had a good relationship.
So
he
he-
knows how to
he-
respect women his age.
Correct. He must be a good friend. I just wouldn't want to be
Romantically linked in any way.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
because I'm like, I
Friend.
love Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
She's a fucking queen.
Sure.
And if she fucks with this guy,
Okay.
then he must.
You're right.
He must be,
Friend.
a decent friend person.
Friend material.
So,
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
not great with the ladies. So this is upsetting.
He knows what he likes. Yeah, this is so
I-
sad.
Happy 4th of July.
That's not even what an eagle sounds like. Wow.
Oh my God. You guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
Yes.
Cool.
And we're back. All right, Cass.
Well, you're not going to like this story.
Great.
Whoa.
And to be perfectly honest, it was triggering for me. So triggering or content warning for drug use.
Ooh.
Okay. So,
Well,
Not the trigger warning I was expecting.
no, I know, right? This was more than 20 years ago now. Met a girl one night at a bar, had great conversation, got her number, talked on the phone several times through the week, asked her out for a Friday night. She met me at a restaurant, had dinner, drinks afterward, had a great time, and we're getting along. The end. No,
Okay, great. Great.
yeah. And then, everybody lived happily ever after. She asked if I wanted to go back to her place to hang out. I assumed she meant sex. Doy.
Yeah.
Of course, I went along with it.
Go back to my place.
You know, go back to my place. Drove her back to my place or to her place. Ended up being some pretty sketchy apartments.
Oh my God. It's like the boy.
Oh God.
She's like,
In a somewhat bad neighborhood. We walked into the door and it was hit with this horrible smell.
Oh, Jesus.
A mix of like dirty diapers, rotting food, mildew, and heavy drug use.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I can't fuck around with smells.
Mildew smell is
so specific.
Oh my God.
Have you ever gotten like a hotel room and you're like mildew? Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yes.
I can't.
Dude, when we went to New Orleans, like everything had that damp smell
Well,
to
because
it.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Well, 'cause
humid.
New Orleans.
Yeah, it's so humid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're used to dry up here.
Yes. Yeah.
There were 6 people in this dark living room.
Oh no, bad vibes.
She introduced them as her friends
have a
and
panic attack.
cousins. We weren't in the door for more than 3 minutes when one of them handed her a crack pipe, which she proceeded to take a couple large hits off of.
Okay.
She then tried to pass it to me, which I declined. Nobody ever expects crack, right?
Dude, a dare.
Are you ever ready?
No.
The DARE program worked on me for a very long time.
Well, for that stuff.
dared to keep myself off drugs. And so like very like what I consider like pot, whatever.
Yeah.
But like there are levels.
There are
Like
levels.
when you, and even like,
Pot,
That
I
was
barely
dare
even
for me.
consider a drug.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Dare was like that for me. I'm like, yeah, I dare to keep myself off of the drugs I think are real addictive.
yeah.
Or really scary because
Really
they put
scary.
the fucking like fear
Fear.
of God about
yes.
PCP.
Oh, yeah. Remember
The
You're
number
like,
of
I'm gonna be able
times,
to lift a car above my
the
head.
number of times I was like, I'm going to be able to fly if I'm on PCP. I better not take it. I'm going to think I'm flying.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any
I've
of
never
those,
seen or heard of anybody who has actually done PCP.
Me
no,
neither.
me either.
Okay.
I don't.
It
Like,
doesn't is it real?
I know it's kind of like
that a real
quicksand,
drug?
right? It's the thing you're like
Yeah.
afraid of, but you'll never see in your life.
No,
Yeah.
no one's ever offered
Hey,
me
do
PCP,
you
and
wanna-
I've been to a Fish concert, and they offer you everything. They offer you everything at a Fish concert.
Yeah.
Nobody was offering me PCP.
That is the best quote of the day.
Yeah.
Over the next couple of minutes, I was offered the pipe a couple more times till
He's
one
in the
of
rotation.
till one of her friends started asking me if I was a cop and why I didn't want to get high with them.
I'm gonna get pressured into doing crack because they think I'm a cop. Oh my God.
No.
I didn't want to get high with them. He started cussing at me and getting very loud. She had sat down on the floor and
feels
didn't
like
say
Training Day.
anything.
Yeah.
You that scene in Training
Yeah.
Day? That's what I'm feeling right now. And it's making me so anxious.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, God, I have forgotten about that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says she didn't say anything throughout the whole exchange. Needless to say, I made a quick exit and never called her again.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, that's
You gotta warn somebody.
scary.
Casual drug use.
That's not casual drug use to me.
No, but it's casual. They're acting casual about it, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
they're just being very casual about.
Well,
A
you
very hard drug in my mind.
You have
Crack
to
is
talk,
whack,
like,
right?
yeah. Well, yeah, and fucking, you were saying earlier, you got to match someone's freak.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if that's where you're at right now with your life, and that's what you want to do, you should.
Other than
I
how
don't
you
know.
take it,
Please do not
what's
try
the
to drag me
difference?
into it, though.
I genuinely don't know. This is how baby I am about drugs. What like aren't crack and cocaine made of the same thing?
It's the way that- yes.
It's the way
but
it's processed.
stronger.
It's the way it's processed and the way that it's taken, right? So,
Well, yes, I know it's taken
right.
differently.
Yeah. So, yeah, what crack I think can technically be stronger because of the way that you take it.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's not that is like the thing that makes it
That hits
different.
you harder?
Yeah. I think it hit. Listen,
I don't know. Anyway,
as a
I don't know.
professional,
we don't know.
as
Yeah.
a professional drug addict, I have no clue. What do you? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah, no, I would
It's
not
not
be
for me.
comfortable in that situation.
No.
No,
Yeah.
me either. I get.
That's so icky and scary. It's a scary situation.
Yeah, I get freaked out by like heavy drugs.
Yeah, I do too.
I get scared.
too.
Anything
My
heavier
little
than
baby
cocaine anymore.
My little baby Midwestern heart. I'm like, ooh, that's scary. My dare officer said not to do it.
100%. I'm saying, look, I can't even smoke most weed. For real,
Yeah.
because
No,
like the
same.
way my anxiety is set up,
Yeah.
I can't handle
like
it.
it.
And like, so I'm out on crack for sure.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't like weed anymore either, let alone, I don't think crack's for me.
I can only weed that makes you sleepy. That's like really it.
That's
Oh,
it. That's
dude,
it.
it's my go-to jam now
Yeah.
during the week. Is just take like a hit of weed, sit in my hot tub in bed at like 8:45.
Yeah.
Night. Yeah.
Tie.
Okay. Just got back from a terrible first date. Arrived at the restaurant which he chose, had never heard of it before, but it turned out it was a weird food hall place where you had to order on your phone and pay for your food before it arrived.
Okay.
I've never even heard of that.
It's like a counter service type of situation.
I guess. So I ended up getting my food 15 minutes before his, which was awkward. Not good for a date.
No.
Yeah.
'Cause you're just going to sit there for 15 minutes or
Eat a
you're going to eat in
burger.
front of him. Yeah, those are the options. When I arrived, he gave me a hug, which was so tight I could barely breathe.
Oh.
Weird, but maybe he didn't realize. Once my food arrived, he ended up getting half of it down his beard, which gave me the ick, especially as he didn't remove it and just sat there
Sir.
looking gross.
No.
Cassie,
No.
as married to a man who has a beard.
Listen, sometimes
A
I'll look
pirate
over,
in your
like,
hair
what-
ship.
I always say that to him. Chris, you got a little pirate in your hair ship. It's true. But so sometimes he doesn't know, and it'll just be like one small thing. But
That's fine.
But if he's been eating, he's gonna wipe his entire beard
He's clean.
off. Yes.
Like Chris is a clean guy. Like
Yeah.
that. You just have
He is
milkshake all
self-aware
down
bear.
your fucking
No.
beard or something?
He's
like,
a self-aware bear
oh,
for sure.
Just like tomato.
What's this guy's
Shredded
apartment
lettuce.
look like?
Just a taco beard.
No.
He spilled some sauce on his shirt, then proceeded to lick it off.
Oh my god! Hold on,
Look, again, I can be a fucking gross person when I'm alone. And I'm certain I have done some
You have not
gross
licked. You
shit.
have not licked.
In the history of my life, maybe.
I've been in a jam before where like like your nose is running, you're like out in public, there's nothing around you and you have to use your sleeve.
Right.
I have never sucked like
Ketchup off of it?
sauce off my shirt.
I don't think I have either.
Keegan, admit
but
it.
I don't think I have. But you, I say
Notice,
think. I really do say think.
Notice you didn't commit to I didn't.
No.
I don't think I did.
No, but I would never do it in public. I'll tell you that.
This is like buffalo wing sauce. You're like, you can't waste any of that flavor.
Get that sucking on your sleeve.
Ew.
Suck
See,
the
my
juice.
thought is it went on like the
I think it went on his
chest
shirt.
of his
I
shirt,
do,
and
yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah, the front of his shirt.
Imagine you
Yeah.
just
What date? You'd be like,
What did he have to hold his beer aside?
I was gonna say you gotta stick your tongue out on that
then
on
just-
your beard.
just like
lift your
You're
shirt up.
getting a lot of flavors on the way down.
Yeah.
Through the beard.
A lot. There's so much going on.
yeah.
He then declared that he knew we'd get on like a house on fire when he saw my profile, whilst I sat there wishing that time would move faster.
Aw.
He wanted to order dessert, but I said I was full, but he proceeded to order anyway, so I had to sit and watch him finish his. He kept trying to get me to try some, even though I told him twice that I couldn't eat ice cream as I don't eat dairy. He also stuck his finger in his ear probably 3 or 4 times and wiped it on his trouser leg each time.
I'm fucking deceased. I am deceased. Fucking earwax pants. Oh my
Sauce on his shirt, shit in his beard.
Wow. Has this man been living in a cave?
Really upsetting. Is this the guy we saw on
happening?
TikTok? Is this him?
my
This is him. I
God,
believe
yes.
that guy would do this.
Oh my God, my lips are sealed.
Oh my God, for real. Like, what a turn off. What a turn off. Earwax,
Dude, earwax.
Ew. What? Wait, why did you? Wait, Christina. Christina made a pinch with her fingers that kind of looked like it might have stuck together.
Wait.
When in the history of ever have you had an earwax
I
that is
have-
so tacky.
I have in my life, not as an adult, but I have put my finger in my ear and gotten a blob of earwax so big that
I feel like we're telling truths. I feel like this is a real truth-telling episode.
What is happening? Wait, what?
And it stuck with
She was like, that was yesterday. Hold on.
It stuck with Christina to such a point that is how she demonstrates earwax now. Is by like doing the pinch, the viscosity pinch. It was so gross.
Like, wait, we can't pass that. We can't just walk.
you guys are out of your minds that you've never done that.
No. What are you talking about?
We're out of our
minds. What? I have a more dry earwax anyway. Like, I don't have like sticky earwax.
I do, but it first of all, it has to build up for a long time.
A long time.
And I know you're not supposed to do this, but I use a Q-tip.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was thinking like a kid, but I remember being like, wow.
Cassie's face when she thought we were gonna move on from that, she was like, no. Flag
Go
on the
right
flag on
back.
the field.
Right back.
My God. Oh, I'm fucking dying.
Jesus Christ.
Then she has the audacity to call us weird.
Gaslighting. I feel like, making me feel crazy.
You were sitting there as a kid playing with your fucking dirty ears, Christina.
Oh my God,
you dirty ears, Christina.
See myself.
Okay,
Oh my
Jesus
God,
Christ.
hurry up.
The
I gotta
story's not even over.
Okay.
It was just awful, and I wasn't brave enough to leave and tell him it wasn't working out because he did seem quite sweet, but very immature man-child.
Oh.
I'm so tired of first dates.
Yeah,
That's
it.
Wow. Oh Lord.
Okay.
Wait, I feel like I gotta pee real quick.
All right, you want to pause it.
All right,
You can go
hold on.
pee real quick. Cass has to pee.
Okay. All right, let's dive in. So, the day before Halloween, 2014, I'm 24 years old and I go on a date with a dude I met on OkCupid. We have a couple drinks and we're talking about horror movies. Mm-hmm. We both love them. I mentioned I want to see Oculus. It had just come out recently. Now, Keegan, you've seen it. This is the Mike Flanagan one, right?
Yeah. I don't know this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's I actually rewatched it not that long ago because I was on a Mike Flanagan kick. I saw this one in theaters. It has to do with there's like a mirror, like a haunted mirror situation. I can't remember the whole plot.
Yeah. She says important context that will come into play later. The movie is a real mindfuck. It's written so that the main characters don't know what's real and what's hallucinated.
Oh, see, yeah, that's not for me.
So the audience doesn't know either. So frequently what's happening on screen is revealed to be different than what's actually happening around them.
Yes. I do remember. Yeah.
The characters also set multiple loud alarms in this film because they have to keep themselves awake.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Dude asks if I want to go back to his house to watch it. And even though that's kind of and then she was murdered shit that I wouldn't do now, in 2014, I feel fine about it. So we go. He lives a couple blocks away. We curl up on his bed in his room and put on Oculus. There comes a point in the movie where the sound of a smoke detector starts beeping. And knowing how this film works, I'm thinking, oh, so this scene is a hallucination. They're going to snap out of it and discover the house is on fire. But the sound just keeps going. And I'm thinking, wow, they're really milking this. But then I start to feel the wriggle of doubt creeping in. And I turn to the dude and I ask him, hey, that's not like your smoke detector, right?
Oh, no.
And I watch as he puts two and two together.
Oh, no.
Sits bolt upright and runs for the bedroom door. As soon as he opens it, smoke starts billowing in. I don't know how we hadn't smelled it already.
Oh, no. You're so engrossed. What the fuck?
We run to the kitchen, and the kitchen is on fire.
Oh.
I don't mean small flame. It had spread,
What the
and
fuck?
there is already
shit.
structural damage.
Holy
Did this
shit.
happen?
Apparently, something had been left on the stove.
Oh no.
And dude and I immediately forget any fire safety training that we've ever had in our lives. And he tells me, go run and get wet towels from the bathroom.
Run.
No. Get the fuck out of this house.
Nobody calls 911. Nobody grabs an extinguisher. I start running down the smoke-filled hallway and collide smack dab with a middle-aged man wearing tiny whities.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No.
Dude,
This is a horror movie.
Dude.
Yeah.
This is a horror movie.
Was this a delusion? Or is this reality?
dude had not told me he lives with his parents.
Oh my God.
I thought he lived alone. I don't know what to say as this old man blinks blearily at me, roused from slumber. I just say,
no.
I'm so sorry your house is on fire, and then run past him to get some wet towels.
Dad's like, fuck, I've got to call the fucking fire department.
I bring the wet towels to the kitchen, and he and his dad start slapping the fire with them ineffectually.
Dad.
No,
Dad.
911.
Be the adult here.
He just woke up. He's like, what
like,
are we doing?
what's that?
What are we doing?
He's in his fucking undies.
Oh my God.
No.
This poor guy's in his undies just whipping the fire.
Oh, God.
Oh,
This is not
no.
how. No.
Nobody has called 911 yet. And dude's mom comes down the hall in her nightgown, and apparently I am the scariest part of the experience for her.
No.
She demands to know, who am I?
Oh, God.
As I stumble through an explanation, she starts yelling at dude, did you bring home a strange woman to have sex in our house? Did you have
Honey,
sex
this
with a woman
isn't-
today?
This
It's not the priority.
The
It's not
time.
the time. It's not the time. It's not. We can.
Oh.
We can.
Hi.
We can have it out later.
As soon as I see somebody finally snap back to reality and call 911, I tell dude, sorry, I gotta go, and run out of the house.
Yeah.
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 The next time we hang out, I tell him honestly, for unrelated reasons, I don't feel any chemistry between us, and that while I had a good time, we can't continue to date.
Yeah.
He gets upset and tells me, I get it. You're scared because of how much you like me, and you're using the fire as an
Alrighty.
excuse.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. You got me.
Listen.
Sorry.
It just got too hot for me.
Yeah. Couldn't handle this flame of love that was sparked between us.
What living in that
Yeah.
kind of delusion where you're just like I'm getting dumped because I'm
Wait.
too incredible.
Wait,
You love
living
me
in the
too
delusion
much.
in which you're now a firefighter and you're too hot.
Yeah.
It's a big
It's a big-
delusion.
I really do think I'd have to break up with a guy if that's how I met his parents.
I'd have to break up with a guy who thought that's how he put out fire. So I
Both these things work.
yeah. You know what?
Oh,
Here's the
boy.
thing. How about you go get wet towels? I'm going to leave this building that is
That's on
fucking
fire.
and call 911.
Yeah.
Yeah. To not get like smoke inhalation or any of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
watched
good.
This Is Us.
Oh, wasn't it
Spoiler
a
alert.
crock pot?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm sure Crockpot was like, keep my fucking name
Name
out of
out
your
your
mouth after that episode
Seriously.
came out. You're like, why would you do that?
Well, you guys want to take 5 and we'll come back with the Tainted Love?
Sounds
Yes.
good. And we're back. And I am going to share this awful story with you. So I I took a note from the page of what Christina shared the other day. Excuse me. And I'm going to tell a somewhat more modern version of a story that touches on similar things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Cherica Adams. Cherica Adams was a beautiful, head-turning woman. She's described as sharp, classy, born in a small town in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. When she was born, her mom was just 16 years old. She, being raised by a young mom, Cherica was always like, I am driven. She was like driven to become something. She wanted to make sure that she was never, really struggling, that she wanted to be making her own money, that she wanted to have a family, all of these things. She started a career in real estate, which was going fairly well for her. And again, she was very driven, but she decided that she wanted to get out of real estate because she wanted to start to explore options in the entertainment industry. And she needed a job that would allow her to have a little bit more flexibility. And with that, she started working at a strip club in their gift shop.
Oh, okay.
Which
nice.
I didn't even know was a thing. I'm like, I did not know.
If it's like a famous,
famous
like jumbo clown room, I'm sure would totally have like
they certainly
merch.
have merch. Yeah, I don't know if I've been there. I don't know that they have a gift shop, but they do have. I'm sure they have merch.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Charlotte, North Carolina, so I mean, maybe they have like a
famous,
like a poppin' spot.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
At any rate, her boss is like, bitch, you are fly. You could be making dough on that stage. Yeah. And he's like, there's no reason not to. And she's like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I do love money. And I would like to have a lot of it.
Fly.
And I am fly. And I would like to have some of that money in my pocket. And so she decided that she was going to move to the stage, make some extra cash.
Yep.
And this is where Cherica runs into Ray Carruth. Actually, for the second time. She and Ray Carruth had met. Ray Carruth is a he's a football player. She had met him before at a party, and they had like hit it off right away. Ray was a little quiet. She ended up literally, this was like their quote unquote first date, took him back to her dad's house and introduced him to her dad. She was like they just really like hit it off. And she was like, I really like this guy. But then I guess they had disconnected for a while. And then he bumped into her again at the club and was like, hey, the sparks fly again, you know? A little bit about Ray Carruth. He's a football player. He'd played for the University of Colorado, incredible football player. He also, during college, during his time in college at Colorado, he'd actually had a baby with his high school sweetheart. So she had come to town, they'd reconnected, she ended up pregnant, had the baby, and I think ended up just staying on the West Coast, which is where he's from. He's like near the Sacramento area. So
okay.
He wasn't like really in his baby's life because he's also like, I'm in the prime of my career and I'm about to blow up. So,
no, I don't like that.
I don't like it either, but he's also like, what, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid?
Yeah, but you know what?
Listen,
women don't have that luxury to just be like, most don't, like, just to be like, well.
You don't have to tell the person who is an 18-year-old mother.
I know. I hate that where it's just like, I'm in the prime of my life, so see ya.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, until recently, there were options for women too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that he had wanted her to use her options, and I think she was young and they were both young, and whatever. End of the story. He's got a baby.
Yeah.
And a baby mama back in California. He is graduating by 21 years old. He is a first round draft pick, 1997 draft pick for the Carolina Panthers. They signed him with a $4 million contract and a $1.3 million sign-on bonus. So this guy goes from, nothing, to a millionaire overnight.
Have you watched
so many?
Have you watched that 30 for 30? And it's called Broke.
Oh no!
Oh, it's so good. It's on Netflix, but it's about basically like these kids who work so hard and finally make it into the majors, like and getting these millions and millions and millions of dollars, and they're like 19, 20 years old, and just fucking fuck it off.
Oh yeah.
And
because they don't have anybody to help guide them, and they don't know who they can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they get scammed, bamboozled, stolen from, all kinds of. It's a really good documentary. I actually think you would like it.
It's tough because you just see it too often too. It's really brutal. It's something that like I know like a lot of the like NCAA like they were really talking about. Like, well, because the thing that one of our big stars in Ohio State had gotten in trouble for was selling.
That's
his
bullshit.
But that's the thing. Like these people, you're making money off of his name.
Exactly.
Why can't he make money off of his fucking name?
They changed it now,
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Which is incredible. I'm so in favor of that.
I am 100% in favor of it. Like I think it's been bullshit this whole time.
Yeah.
And honestly, like some of these players and coaches who've gotten into trouble for it in the past should be de-blacklisted because it's, whatever.
Yeah. It's so exploitative.
100%.
I mean, if you're not letting them profit on their own talent, that is so exploitative.
It's so exploitative to the point that too, that you're taking children who might not be able to have these opportunities if they just weren't good at ball.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to be able to go to college. You wouldn't have been able to do all these things, all of the stuff. These people come from poor families.
Some of them that are like starving.
Absolutely.
Legitimately starving while they're making so much money for the college that they're in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's fucking tough.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. At any rate, so Ray goes to instant millionaire.
Yeah.
And he is, he's like 21 years old. So he's like Mr. Man About Town. He's Mr. Ladies Man of Charlotte. He's young and dumb and full of money.
Yep.
Which is better than the other. He's burning through money though at a steady pace. Not only is he buying cars, he's buying homes, he's lending money to family.
Yep.
Which is a big no-no.
Yeah.
First of all, you weren't getting that money. Don't call it a loan.
Yeah.
No.
I'm giving you this.
Call it a charity. Call it what it is.
Yep.
You aren't loaning anybody shit. You're giving away money. But he's paying for families to visit from California. Plus, he's also now that he's making money, paying child support, like a little over $3,000 a month child support to his ex. And so Cherica, when she runs into Ray, she's like, I'm into this guy. Like, she's like, I'm into him. And I think both of them kind of become smitten with each other. There's like a little talk that, she was a dancer and that maybe some of the guys in the club or in the ball, his co-players or whatever were like, maybe giving him shit about that or whatever. So I think that, for Cherica, she's in it. She's in love with this guy. She's like, whatever. But for Ray, he's still a bit of a man about town. Plus he's like, we're talking about somebody who's still in their 20s.
Yeah. How old is she at this point?
She's, I think she's they're close to the same age. Yeah. I can't remember. I know there's like maybe a couple years difference and I actually can't remember if she may be older than him. Yeah. At any rate, things aren't going great for Ray. Ray has great first season. His second season, he is injured. And it's basically an injury that takes him out for most of the season, most of season 2.
Now, do they get paid if they get injured?
I think they still get paid, but some of their pay is based on their ability to perform. Oof. And then also too, I think that there's bonuses tied into it and things like that. So yes and no. And then, so if they're injured, I think they get a portion of what but then it's like their contract. There's a lot.
Dude, that's terrifying.
It is terrifying, right? Well, and it was terrifying to him. He's like, fuck, my career
could be over
on season 2. And he's like, fuck. So he's like, just, he's not necessarily in a spiral yet, but he's like, definitely like, this isn't going ham for me right now.
Yeah.
So at any rate, he starts to kind of recoup. He's like, Cherica's with him and she's actually like helping him out. And they're like, I think she's like starting to release these things as this could be serious. But it really becomes clear that Ray isn't interested in being a one man or one woman show. He's like, I want to, explore my options. I'm a young man. So when Cherica becomes pregnant, she is so excited and she feels like she's ready for this. She's ready to settle down. Ray, on the other hand, not in the same place. He is not the same place.
Yeah.
Ray wants Cherica to have an abortion and she is adamant that she wants to keep the baby. She's like, no, I'm going to keep this baby regardless of what you say. I want to have this child. And it starts to become clear, like I said, that Ray isn't really interested in becoming a one man or a one woman guy and that he's not interested in settling down with one woman at all. But Cherica takes it in stride and she's like, if I'm not going to be the only one, we can co-parent and that's fine. And we can do whatever we need to do. We can do this together, but we don't have to be together to do it, And she's like,
she's like, no. I don't want to do it at all.
Yeah. He's like, no, absolutely no kids, actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm already
Except you
paying
have one already. So
except I'm already paying $3,000 a month for this
Correct.
kid. And I might not be making any money anymore because my career might be ending. And all this is happening right as he's like training for his second or to get back into football again because his third season's about to start. Injured quick in the beginning of the third season.
Ooh.
So, I mean, we're talking like this isn't.
He's
looking at the end of his career.
Yeah, he's
already
going to get in
yeah,
dropped.
you got 2 injuries.
Yeah.
2 years in a row.
Contract's about to run out.
Yeah.
You're not getting a 4th season at this rate
Right.
is what it's looking like. I mean, look, there's tons of options for football players too. After that, you could do so many things. There's a lot of avenues.
Announcing, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. Go work at ESPN, write for, there's tons of things you could do. Plus, I don't know, you did go to college. Maybe you got a degree, hopefully.
Yeah, but I mean,
Hopefully.
oftentimes there was a documentary that I watched, that talked a lot about what we were talking about earlier. And they also do say that like a lot of times, especially if they're coming from big college or big like football towns or big sports towns, everybody kind of just gives them a pass on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they get to college, they also give them like, there are courses that are designed to be just like softball courses so that they can just focus on football. So you might be out of college with a degree, but what's your education?
True.
Right.
Absolutely. Truly.
You know.
And I mean, honestly, big picture, the education they need is how to
Manage your money.
Yeah, that should absolutely be a required course for anybody who is who is looking at a possible career in sports. You should have that. Like, there's not everybody has good people around them.
Well, and everybody should learn how. Like, there should be
truly.
more like financial literacy in school. Period. Because there are so many people I know who. I mean, and I'm not perfect at it all the time either because I didn't get like a comprehensive education on it myself. But like. There are some people who genuinely just don't know how money works.
Yeah.
And they don't know how like any of it works. And they might not be making big bucks, but they still don't know how to manage their finances at all.
Listen, compound interest. If you are in your 20s right now and you're listening, you're welcome. Go and put $100 from every paycheck you have into the market. When you're fucking 50, you'll thank me. Just go do it.
What if I start now?
Right, same.
Exactly. What about at 45?
Start whenever, but just start. But if you're in your 20s and you do that, easy fucking street, man. You will help yourself out so much. That is something I wish I knew in my 20s.
Yeah. I just think that too, so much has changed, and the advice we are been given has been from people who've had different realities than us.
100%.
So then you have like, the advice from your parents is like, say, put your money in this, put your money in that. And it's like, okay, well, that's not actually helping.
Yeah.
And at any rate, anyway, like I said, things are moving along. She's taking it in stride. She's like, they can co-parent, but they don't have to be together. And things are just, like I said, they're just moving along. But then seemingly kind of like out of nowhere, Ray reaches out and he wants to reconnect with Cherica. He's decided he's like trying to woo her back. He says to her, basically, he's like, you know what? I missed this experience with my first baby. I didn't get to do all the things and I want to be there to support you.
Didn't get to.
So, right.
Didn't get to do all the things.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So he wants to, so he's like, I want to be on this baby journey with you. And, since he missed this journey with his first child, he wants to go to all the appointments, the Lamaze and everything. He's doing everything he can to get back in Cherica's good graces because some people speculate that he was like trying to get back in her good graces so that he could eventually convince her to have an abortion. I don't know why that would be the path.
To do it.
Yeah. It didn't sound like it's me. It
Yeah.
sounds like you were like trying to, I don't know, do exactly what happens. Like I said, Ray, again, taken out for another season. And he's really looking again into career. By November 15th, Ray is going to take Cherica on a proper date. She is so excited. They've been kind of talking. They've been kind of seeing each other. They know she's starting to look at things exclusively as boyfriend, girlfriend type thing. And he's like, let's have a real proper date night, And he's like, I want to take you to the movies. And she's like, great. and he's like, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to pick you up. If you could meet me at my house, and then we'll go to the theater. And then once she gets there, they end up heading to the theater, but in separate cars for whatever reason. And so they go to the theater, they see their movie, they're leaving, and she's driving down the street following. Ray is in front of her, and Ray starts to slow down. So she has to slow down. Out of nowhere, a car pulls up, fires shots into the car, 4 shots, hits Cherica, 1 in the neck, 4 in her abdomen.
Oh no.
She is able though.
So that feels very directed.
Yeah.
She's able though to call 911. And in the 911 call, she's like, you know, I was with Ray Carruth. He was ahead of me, and now he's gone. He left. So even though he slowed down and clearly would have been able to see what had happened, he's like, just left her there.
Man ain't shit.
So finally, they rush her to the hospital. She ends up having an emergency C-section. She's 8 months pregnant, and they're able to deliver the baby, and he survives. He does end up having cerebral palsy, which I don't know if I haven't had any clarity on whether that was because of the abdominal.
The trauma.
Yeah. I don't know because I don't know how that works.
And me either.
I do think it's like a delivery related issue. Cerebral palsy. And I could be corrected on that.
I don't know.
Feel free to correct me. But yeah, there wasn't like it was because of this. I assume it is though. It seems like it could be. And Cherica is hanging on in the balance. She is by a thread. Like I said, on the 911 call, she does tell them that Ray was in front of her, that he had slowed down almost to a stop, forcing her to an almost stop in the same time. And police are like, obviously that's their first call. They're like, she's talking.
Right.
She's coherent and talking in the hospital. She was talking on the 911 call, but she's able to write things down in the hospital. All of this at the same time, her body is like fighting, obviously to save her, but then also it's also fighting the drugs that are trying to save her. So they have to put her into a drug-induced coma to let her body fight it. Yeah. So, but by that time the police really have kind of everything that they need to kind of get to Ray. And they're like, hey, you really need to come to the hospital, whatever. Sandra, Cherica's mom is already there. She's, there for the baby and everything. And this motherfucker rolls up in with another woman.
I hate this person so much. He's horrifying. What a bad person.
That's terrible.
It's fucking awful. So police are able to get his phone. They're able to get some stuff. And of course, on the phone, very easy to find, they connect him to a Van Brett Watkins. It's a number on Ray's phone. They had made plans for Watkins to kill Cherica, and that was for
what an idiot
$6,000.
Wow.
$6,000.
Wow.
It's insane. So again, there's enough to put Ray behind bars at this point. They really are like, we have everything we need to prove that Ray is
murder for hire.
Absolutely murder for hire.
Yeah.
And Van is also obviously going to go behind bars too. They take him in for his arraignment. He's able to make bail. He's able to come up with the $3 million to make bail.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where'd that come from, Ray?
Scrapping it. But the judge says, he's like, if either the baby or Cherica die, he has to turn himself in. That is the, parameters and the release of his parole at this point. Because as of right now,
mm-hmm.
It's not technically murder yet.
Yeah, that's true.
But after 28 days, Cherica's mom has to make the gut-wrenching decision to take her child off child support. And her talking about it and how they laid her baby on her chest. And she said, the monitors were just going off because you could tell, but she's not able to. And she's like, it was almost a month, sitting on life support.
Person who did this to her is a monster.
Absolute monster.
Like doing that to someone that you claim to love, bad enough. The ripple effects of what you've now done to
a family,
her family, her mother having to make that decision. I can't imagine
awful
what that must be like.
Deprived a baby of their mother.
Yeah.
Oh, police are now on the lookout for Ray though, because Ray is gone. They're like, time to put yourself, turn yourself in.
Oh, he didn't?
I know.
How weird.
It is weird.
Shocking.
Right? Ray convinced a friend of his, Wendy Cole, to let him ride in the trunk of her car.
How?
On the
no
way.
Maybe I'm not a good friend. I'd be like, you can ride in the trunk of my car on the way to the police station.
Yeah.
But he open it up. He's right here.
She said, I'm going to let you ride in my trunk all the way to California. So
from where? Colorado?
No, North Carolina.
Oh no.
It's like 5 fucking days.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Also, she's going to be charged with some shit, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Every time I think of this story, I don't want to laugh, but every time I think about this story, it makes me think of, have you guys ever seen the movie Kings of Comedy?
No.
Wait, are you talking about with Bernie Mac?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're... One of them is talking about, he's like, y'all know about Ray Caruth, little Ray. He's like, Ray, you better not be in the trunk of that goddamn car.
Oh, yeah. I never knew that's what that was referencing.
Story.
Okay.
That's the story.
This is awful.
It's awful. So his friend starts having second thoughts. She's like, I don't really know about having a fucking fugitive all the way to California in the trunk of my car.
She's like, let's think this through.
So she calls Ray's mom and was like, here's the scenario. And Ray's mom's like, 911 calls the FBI.
There you go. Ray
calls the FBI and they find him in Wildersville, Tennessee. She is in her hotel room and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then looks over at her keys. And the cop was like, yeah. Then she looked over at her keys and like, he's like, is Ray in the trunk of your car? And she's like,
so wait, we stopped at a hotel and Ray's like, you know what? It's actually still really comfy.
I'm going to stay back
here.
He's
actually like, I can't get out of this trunk. I need to stay here. I am.
What?
Wow.
Open the trunk and there's Ray with Gatorade bottles full of his own urine.
What a way to go down, man.
Wow.
Exactly.
What a loser.
Yeah.
What a fucking loser.
Ray's like, it's a drug deal gone bad, man. And I was overwhelmed. And so I had to, it's all bullshit. And everybody knows it's bullshit. And the whole world's like,
you have texts on your phone, you dummy.
Yes. You fucking moron. And two, he wasn't very quiet about his plans. It's not like he was just like, hey, I'm going to get this guy. He's like, hey, Christina, I got this guy to, hey, Keegan, I got this guy to take care of my problem. Like he's like Mr. Mouth. So it's like, it's not like this is a secret.
That's somebody that was good at ball and got away with everything in high school and college.
100%. That's what I'm saying. Like he's a college graduate.
Mm-hmm. But
I'm like, look at this dummy right here.
Yeah. Like fucking dumb. At the trial, some of the most damning evidence comes from two of his exes who testify that he had threatened their lives when they had become pregnant. But the most damning evidence.
Wait a fucking second. If this is such a big fucking deal for you,
Condoms.
Get a vasectomy, you idiot. Like, because I'm just like, if you already have one child that you didn't want and didn't want to take care of, you have another girlfriend that's pregnant, and you have two ex-girlfriends who also got pregnant that you didn't want them to be pregnant, then how about you take some initiative on your fucking end?
You know what? I would garner to say that a vasectomy is actually cheaper than $6,000.
Yeah, I think, and I think that the cost, if it even is, it's not. It might be $6,000, but guess what's more expensive? 4 fucking kids
and get a lifetime in jail.
Yeah. Two of his exes testify, like I said, but the damaging and the most damning evidence is from Cherica herself as they play the 911 tapes for the court. And Ray is found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder, but not guilty of first-degree murder because apparently the jury, when they were asked, basically were like, they couldn't get over the fact that he didn't actually do it. And does that equate to? So long story short.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah,
you think that random dude would have shot her if he hadn't been paid to?
He might as well have held a gun.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
Yeah. He was convicted for 18 years.
I thought you were going to say 8.
I was like, going to flip
hands,
this fucking table.
I'm so glad it was 18 then.
Yeah.
Still
Chancellor, their son that was born, is 18 years old when he's released. Apparently, in one of the articles I read, he'd said something about he said he was going to try to take custody of his son.
Okay.
And Sandra was like,
Are you?
Made her eyes big, and he was like, never mind. And that's basically what happened. Sandra was like, absolutely fucking not. Again, he was born with cerebral palsy. Sandra was told at the hospital that it would likely be that he would never walk or talk. From an ESPN article by Sarah Coelho. It says Chancellor, who was born with cerebral palsy, is 24 now, the same age his mother was when she died. Sandra Adams says Chancellor is thriving, having learned to walk and speak shortened sentences despite doctors' early cautions, and he would likely never leave a wheelchair. He graduated from high school in 2021.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Sandra Adams credits her faith for allowing her to care for her grandson since birth. And she and Chancellor call Cherica Mommy Angel.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love the name Chancellor too. I'm really
It's
liking
cute.
that.
I actually like the name Cherica.
Yeah, it's different.
It's cute.
Yeah.
So that's the awful story of the murder of Cherica.
That one made me so
Adams.
mad.
Yeah.
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 And I could tell from the beginning. I was like, I'm not gonna like this guy. What an asshole! What a selfish piece of shit.
Selfish. There's no two ways about it. It's selfishness. It's an absolute. I mean, good for his mom though, being like, "Oh yeah, that's where he is."
Oh yeah.
What was the name of the hotel?
Yeah,
got you. Boop 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 boop.
I saw I did see a like TikTok where they were talking about that, where and then there was a bunch of people in the comments who were saying that they had gone through similar things when their boyfriends were cheating on them and their moms like did sly shit to let them know. they're like, I'll tell on your ass. I don't give a fuck.
Women supporting women.
That's like, exactly fucking right.
Not my son. My son's. You're not gonna get away with treating a woman like this.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I'll tell her.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking would.
Yeah.
I think Dylan's a good kid, and I don't think he would do that. But if he did, and I knew, I'd be like, "Girl, you're better than that." He's a fuck up. And he got a lesson to learn. You know,
and that's what I'm going to teach you with this
ass
whooping. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's an awful story, but as Christina said, this is something that is so fucking common. And instead of men just taking responsibility for their own genitalia and fucking, if you don't want to have kids, and especially that fucking bad, then guess what? There are options for you as well. Yeah. And look, the options for women are it's harder to get. Harder on our bodies, and sometimes
it's
impossible.
Shrinking. And sometimes for half the country right now, it's a fucking ordeal.
Yeah. So guess what?
Well, and even if you have options, like even in states where it is legal, like financial situations can stop you, prevent you. Family situations can prevent you from accessing abortion if that's what you want. There are lots of people who go through with pregnancies that they don't necessarily want to go through with. And they don't have the option to just be like, well, I'm sorry, I'm in the prime of my life, so bye. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's so like, ugh. It just makes me so angry.
It's awful. It's really, truly awful. And, Sandra has really been an outspoken supporter to trying to make sure that people are aware of this. She's trying to create awareness around this topic. And she's also, especially to children like Chancellor who've lost parents to this type of violence, helping create spaces that support those causes. So that's that's the thing too. It's like, yes, the act of what was done is indescribably bad, but at the other side of this, there is many times living children or existing children, or again, there's families on the other side of this have been left.
Yeah.
With a gaping hole in their family now because you just didn't want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yep. I'm truly, truly worried.
Yeah.
Vote Save America.
Yeah.
Go do that. So what are you guys watching this week?
I'm really not watching anything. I'm not watching anything except Bravo. That's it.
Me, it's Bones.
It's just,
I'm back on the Bones train.
I'm still on that train. My brain probably needs more stimulation, to be quite honest, but I simply can't.
We did start Love Island.
Oh my God. We recorded 2 episodes today, and in our break between when we were eating, I was like, I want to support
Ariana.
my girl Ariana. So let's start this. My God.
I'm not in for this one.
I don't think I'm in it for the long haul.
Listen, MILF Manor's enough for me right now.
Yeah.
MILF Manor has look
highs. It's got lows.
Not talked about it on the show in a minute, but we did watch every week we watch a new episode, and things are the producers of that show do an incredible job. Yeah. I have to hand it to them.
That's one of the messiest things I've ever seen. The most uncomfortable.
But then it gets surprisingly deep. I think it had us crying last week. Oh, I'm like, what is going on here? But this week they had the women
full-on jump scares,
holding watermelons between their legs while the men ate the watermelon. Fathers and sons.
Listen, I don't love it.
It was really awful.
But do I have to?
But I have to. Yes.
I want to know what's going to happen.
I don't love it, but I also
women got
love
introduced this
Don't
week?
spoil it for us, but I'm so rooting for Darren and Kelly.
Oh,
I know. Kelly Mack, not the other Kelly.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Kelly Mack.
It's 2 Kellys.
For sure.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think anybody can spoil it for us because we're right on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well,
we're
hey,
on track.
If you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story, if you just want to reach out and say hello, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.